Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday. Oh, wait, it's Tuesday, and the leagues have changed since the last video I put out. Great League is back in the rotation, which means that's the thing that most people are going to go towards. Ultra League and Master League, both the open leagues, are also there. But I think most people like Open Great League, and we're going to be going over a Pokemon that can be a meta breaker, anti-meta Pokemon. It's going to be Electivire. So Electivire has Thundershock for its fast attack, which means it gets to its moves really quickly. And then it has Ice Punch for coverage, and then just Wild Charge for extreme electric damage. So the things you're really going to be looking out for with Electivire as far as the hard counters are going to be, Skarmory, Azumarill, even things like Gligar are going to get hit so hard. Electivire's attack stat is crazy. You double super effective Ice Punch. Even though Ice Punch is not the greatest move, when you're double super effective, it's pretty good. Let's see. What else is really going to get hit? Well, let's talk about things that are probably weaknesses. Ground things that are just bulky and taking neutral damage sometimes can do a lot as well. So you're looking at maybe Bastiodon is a little too much for it to take. I was going to say something like Shadow Dragonair, but actually that's going to be taking super effective as well. But you can win the shield scenarios with Dragonair, just the damage piling up. But hopefully we would switch to one of the other Mon in the back, which the Mon in the back are going to be Shadow Gligar and Shadow Poliwrath. So Shadow Gligar, obviously a huge staple of the meta, I think is the #1 Pokemon in Open Great League. Shadow Poliwrath is a bit different. Used to be the best Mon maybe last season or even the end of last season and the beginning of this season, but has been a little outshined by Annihilate as far as a fighting type, and so you don't see it that much anymore, but its coverage is kind of the same. You've got ice and water coverage along with the counter, just fast attack, counter being one of the best, if not the best, fast attacks in the game, so as far as damage and energy generation. So let's go ahead and get into the battles. Might be just better to see it. Got these battles from SS Thorn's stream on Twitch TV. I'll put the link to his channel below. Let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, it's going to be non-Shadow Electivire. Giving yourself a little bit more bulk just to survive fast attacks pretty much is the reasoning. Alright, so here are the battles. Another thing to really note here before we get into it is also Electivire against those things that it's good against, like I said, Skarmory, Gligar. It's actually taking resisted damage, which is fantastic from their fast attacks, which is fantastic because it is frail, so anytime you can take that resisted damage, it's just going to be so good for you. Alright, let's get into this game. Alright, they have Shadow Gligar lead. Oh, this is also in Legend range, I should say. So they have the Shadow Gligar here in the lead. Probably going to go for the shield. They did go up to the dig, but I don't know. They could go for a bait here. They actually do go for the dig, so now we have a ton of energy. Another thing to note here is, yes, it will take you a shield sometimes to get through a Mon, but you're going to gain so much of that energy generation from the Thundershock fast attack that you're going to be able to threaten this and even the next thing coming in. And now that they've shielded twice, we can go ahead and shield twice, go up a lot of energy. This is most definitely a bait. Go up for the CMP tie if we need to. They end up coming in with Annihilate. We get to the Aerial Ace faster than they get to the Shadow Ball, even if we switch in a turn late, which is good to note. Ends up basically almost KOing it. They're going to throw the Shadow Ball. I believe Shadow Gligar actually lives the Shadow Ball here, so going to at least win the switch, which may or may not be a good thing. They're probably going to come back in with the Gligar, farm down, get that energy. But we do have the move. Okay, it ends up being for Alligator. So technically, we have the Wild Charge still. Boom. And even with this lowering our defense, obviously, again, we resist the wing attacks, so we can go for this Ice Punch here and still beat this Shadow Gligar, and since they used their energy before switching out, and boom, gonna be able to KO that. Alright, game 2 here. This is what I was talking about, Shadow Dragonair. Now, obviously, he does switch out. You don't want to be taking too much of that fast attack damage, but it is good to note that if they do switch out, You're going to be able to gain an energy advantage there on the Electivire in the back against this. Now, they do happen to just stay in, but we can go ahead and shield here. We do outpace, so it means that we can take 2 shields here if we want to, before they can ever threaten us. It looks like they might stay in here. I would guess this is maybe the Shadow Whiscash Skarmory team. Can go ahead and shield this, I would think. Oh, gonna let it go. Okay. Gonna come in with the Poliwrath and farm down. Gonna have a lot of energy and a shield advantage here on the Poliwrath. Probably gonna let the Body Slam come through because you do need a shield for that Electivire for anything in the back. Poliwrath is gonna be good against a Whiscash Skarmory team, so hopefully it's that in the back. Does end up being Lantern, and it's a little tough here because you don't one-shot with the Wild Charge. Gonna have to shield this Surf. You don't really want to CMP unless you're going to get the double Wild Charge. They do end up coming in with Registeel. This is great for us, to be honest, because probably 2 Wild Charges is going to be close to KOing. Plus, they don't have a lot of fast move pressure. I think we are going to have to end up throwing an Ice Punch into this. One more Wild Charge not going to be enough. Oh! It is enough. Okay. And then we get the Wild Charge off against the Lantern here, and they're not going to be able to one-shot the Poliwrath here in the back. Oh, no, it is low. Well, if we get to the Ice Punch is probably enough. They end up outpacing by 1 turn. Really good energy management by them, but we're also really close to the Icy Wind. We will win CMP if we do have to go for that, but no. They are 1 away from another Surf here, which would have KO'd, and GG. Alright, Sandslash lead. It's a little weird here. Obviously, they do have Dig, and the Fast Attack is doing a lot of damage. We go for the same play. Take a note of this. We go for the same play we went for on the Gligar. We're fine with them throwing first. It gives us that extra energy generation to threaten maybe 2 shields here and a swap. They do end up coming in with Gligar. We go up to 2 Ice Punches. Really good holding back there instead of just throwing that Wild Charge again. End up coming in with our own Gligar. If it is the Dig, we did catch it. If it's an Aerial Ace, it's fine. We're going to be able to farm down anyways. Aerial Ace makes sense because we already Wild Charged and we were lower. And then we can get to the Dig here. They did go for a lot of energy, so they do go for the 1 turn before. But it looks like, hey, we're going to go ahead and take shields here. One really good reason to shield here, I think, is just because we can threaten the shields. Plus, we need to... our timer is way more dislocated than theirs is. They do go for the CMP, and they do win CMP. But now the timers are good for us. We can come in with the Poliwrath, and we do have that extra energy still on Electivire. And we have enough for the punch here. Let's see how much it does. Does it one-shot, even with the non-shadow versus the shadow? Oh, it's Gliscor. But if it is the shadow, they would have gotten KO'd, so that's good to note. They do have a little bit of a miscount here on their side. They could have thrown. Oh, sorry about that. But it looks like they went for the, they were trying to go for the farm down. Skarmory, very fantastic lead. Ends up being Surfetch, which is a little bit of a weird one. Surfetch does have a lot of interesting. We have to shield because it could have... Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Night Slash Brave Bird. Okay, so the movesets on this could be... It could be crazy. It could have the grass move. It could have... Oh, it does have Leaf Blade. Why did we just went for the bait to begin with? Okay, interesting. But we're going to go down shields here, but we maintain switch. Also, 2 Scalds. It's pretty good here. I'm going to be close to KOing. Okay, I guess it was interesting for them to bait. Okay, we go for the CMP here on the Icy Wind. We either get the shield or we win... Well, we already won switch, right? So... Going to come back in with Electivire after this, probably try to go for a farm down. Obviously, they're going to switch into whatever their back mon is, but they're going to be shields down. Ends up being a Metacham. I have not seen a Metacham in so long. The only thing about this here, I guess Skarmory is pretty low, so maybe we're all in on... well, but we could get Ice Punched, but I guess we're going for the farm down, and then we can dig onto the Skarmory. Another Skarmory lead here. They do come in with Annihilate. We instant switch to the Gligar again. We outpaced the first one if we want, or... Well, but do we live a Shadow Ball from this range? Okay, so we're going for the double Aerial Ace, and then hopefully that counter did not KO us. They might go for the shield here either way. Both of our... Oh, man, yeah, that counter KO'd us. That was pretty bad, to be honest. All right, These battles are around 3,000. I think they actually are right above 3,000, maybe 3,100, 3,080, I should say, for these first ones. But it'll be 3,100 by the end of the video. Anyways, going for the Ice Punches here. Go for the Wild Charge against this. I guess Ice Punch, even though it's neutral, is not that good of a move, so go for the single resisted Wild Charge, which is doing a lot. In the ones here, obviously Poliwrath is very good. Scald's going to be close to KOing. We need to shield this. Probably going to go for like 4 or 5 more, maybe even 6, whatever, going up to 100 energy and then Scalding. Could even go up to 100 energy and then Icy Wind? Was that too risky? Okay, yeah, probably. All right, going to go for the Icy Wind here. This usually has Stone Edge and Aqua Tail or Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb would be best for them, but we are lowering their damage, so hopefully we can live 2 Mud Bombs. But it is a Shadow, so I doubt it. They do go for Stone Edge, makes me think they have Aqua Tail, which is the Community Day move for Quagsire, but in the last cup we were in, I think it was Jungle Cup, the Aqua Tail would have been better, so maybe a lot of people do have Aqua Tail on theirs. Gives a little bit more coverage. Well, it gives the same amount of coverage, but Aqua Tail is a better move than Mud Bomb as far as strength. And they hit mostly the same things, but yeah. All right, gonna come into Clodsire here. I guess the worst thing here would be Earthquake. A lot of people running Earthquake Stone Edge with Mudshot, and that is probably what this Clodsire is doing. We do go for the second Icy Wind here. Probably means we don't have to shield the next Earthquake if they do decide to go for it. They come in with a Mandibuzz. Remember, they've been in this lead for a while. So the clocks are super descended here. The only thing we do have to worry about is this Mandibuzz not throwing for a while, but it is lowered. So we'll probably switch to Electivire here if I was to guess. And Ice Punch with the... oh, we're going to stay in it. Okay. Oh, try to catch an Aerial Ace, I think. This Ice Punch would have KO'd, but they do throw on good timing here. They have a 3-turn move. We have a 2-turn move. They do throw Dark Pulse, which makes sense. Obviously, their other move is Aerial Ace, which we would resist, and that would be a terrible decision. They are going to come back in probably with the Clodsire. If we get to an Ice Punch, we obviously can KO it. They can KO us with anything, though, here. Stone Edge or Earthquake. I don't see why they wouldn't throw a Stone Edge, though. We do have Gligar for this at this point. Stone Edge is neutral against Gligar. Everything else is resisted, double resisted, in fact, since they are ground moves, that being the Mudshot and the Earthquake. 2 Stone Edges do not KO. That is good to note. They do come in with the Lickitung here. Obviously, Scald is a better move, but it's a question of do we want to make it lower its offense or just go for the best move in general. So we do go for that. I think it is very close to dig range here. Probably have to shield this. The problem is we're probably in Stone Edge range, so probably get a little bit more farm. Okay. This is gonna be close. I believe we're 1 or 2 away from this Aerial Ace, which we will need to hit. It's a matter of, so we're 1 away. It's a matter of if they're at the Stone Edge or not. Okay, we're 2 away. They end up going for the dig, and that's obviously going to KO. Better energy management than I had in this one, but SS Thorn's better than I am, so that is also good to note. The only times I've really played him are in place 6 practices, and he beats me most of the time. Like, I would say 80% of the time he's destroying me. So we do throw a move first. They do try to go for good timing, which actually ends up probably going to end up costing them a little bit here. We would have to double shield if we want to get through this, going for Dark Pulses, and they do end up going for bait, which is weird because that doesn't matter that much. They can't get to a 3rd move before we get to a 3rd move. But that's okay, I guess. They end up coming in with the Lickitung. We go for the Wild Charge and then dip. But we do have a little bit of extra energy before we dip here. Probably going to come into the Poliwrath and then farm this down. Did try to catch, which means we're probably going to get hit by the Grass Knot here. Or the Power Whip, rather. But are going to be able to farm this down. We do have a Scald. They are not at a move on Mandibuzz, so we do know we can go for at least 1 more counter here against the Mandibuzz. Thing in the back is going to be... I don't know. Could be like a Whiscash. that would be tough. They do have to throw another move. They don't get to farm us down, and they do try to go for the farm down, which is very greedy. We obviously resist Snarl, and Snarl is not even a big move anyways, and they were resisted. We are close to that wild charge. Good for us to have gone for that extra energy against the Lickitung. Even though we were taking 4 times damage from the licks, we did have enough health to gain a bunch there, and that was enough to get us there. Again, in this matchup, it seems like he likes to let him throw first. They end up saving up their move, so why not go for it first now on our end? We can actually go for the CMP on the second one if we wanted to. Gonna have to shield it first just in case they throw the dig, but they end up throwing the aerial ace, which is not nice. But we do obviously outpace 3 aerial aces, or it's about the same pacing, but we do win CMP. So we can shield this and just go, if they do go for aerial ace, probably gonna have to throw right away for the ice punch. Okay, looks like we can wait a move. So it must be some sort of 5-5-4 or 5-4-5 timing, something like Swampert, which is nice. Gonna have to stay in this. We're going to go for the wild charge because we have Gligar, which is okay in the back against this, but we obviously have Poliwrath, which is really bad against this. They end up going into a Mantine. Okay, it's a little weird here. At least we have saved Electivire. They do have a lot of energy. Obviously, they have 100 energy on Lantern there. I forgot the name of Lantern there for a second. But we can go for a farm down here. They're obviously going to go for, if they have the ice or water move here, whether it's water pulse or ice beam. Does end up being ice beam. Do come in with the Poliwrath, I guess, because they're not really going to get us down here, or if they do, it's going to cost them energy, all their energy. But now they're going to be able to throw a move here. They actually end up waiting the timing, perfect by them. They end up going for a farm down. A lot of these people are trying to go for this farm down on the Electivire. I don't know the IVs of this Electivire, but obviously it is screwing a lot of people over. They do come in with Clodsire here after a Skarmory lead. Obviously, Skarmory lead is very bad against Electivire. And again, since we don't get too hit by this Stone Edge, really gives us a huge advantage here in the Gligar matchup, especially the one shield scenario where we can throw a dig and then hit them with an aerial ace, but they do end up shielding. Probably do live this Stone Edge, we don't live. Okay, not great. But we do have the shield advantage, and both of these mon are good against Skarmory, so that's good to note. Gonna go for the shield here, so gonna maximize energy generation here against the Clodsire, but they end up baiting us with the... That's interesting. Okay. We end up throwing before they throw. They did bait us with the Clodsire, but they obviously are trying to get the Clodsire into this matchup. Good for us to go for the move before they get to the move on Skarmory, noting that they do want to try to one-shot this, and we don't want to lose shields. We still have the Ice Punches, which are super effective, but this would definitely KO. I guess we lost track of energy here. Do have 2 Ice Punches now. Does one Ice Punch KO? It is super effective, but Clodsire is a very tanky boy. Yeah, but we do have 2, so we can threaten the shield at least. I mean, we have a ton of energy on the Poliwrath. Ooh. They know that we're going to try to go for the play here, but they end up switching as well. I guess they don't have much if they have... I guess, yeah, we do resist everything. So good to go for a little extra energy here. We go up to 2. No, we end up going for the Scald here. Nice, GG. Wow, really good plays here. Okay, another Gligar lead. You guys have seen this before. If they allow us to get to 2, then we'll go for 2. If they come into something else, maybe we'll go for a double wild charge here, to be honest. They do shield once, which is nice. One Surf, obviously not going to be able to really threaten us, so don't have to shield the first one. The Earthquake going to be really... or the Dig, rather. If this thing had Earthquake, that'd be nice. Although Earthquake costs a little bit more, obviously does a lot more. But, yeah, they allow us to get to the Dig. We could go for a shield farm down or shield throw into Aerial Ace. Or we just let it go, probably come in with Electivire, farm down. This is actually a lot of farm for Electivire. We already have a lot of energy as it is. They are down 1 shield as well. I guess the worst case scenario is Whiscash. Ends up being a Annihilate. We end up throwing here because our switch is up, and we're probably going to switch. I imagine. No, we're going to go for double wild charge. Okay, I guess we don't care if that hits the... well, it is painful for it to hit the the Gligar here. We do have 2 shields. It's probably going to cost us both shields here to get an Icy Wind off, which is fine. The Annihilate, even though it does double resist the counters, it is very low, and it's going to just be pressured by our fast attacks. It's not going to get to multiple moves across these 2 matchups. Even if it throws a move here, it's just going to get farmed down by this Electivire, so that's GG. And this kind of has to be Shadow Ball because Night Slash not going to be enough. And again, that's why it's not going to make it to another move here. Although Electivire is so squishy, you saw there, almost got KO'd itself. They end up switching into a Lickitung. We go up to a move and then switch into our Poliwrath. Thing is, we're going to have to be avoiding the Power Whip, but we do live 1 anyways. We did see that in an earlier matchup. Probably going to go for the Scald. If they go for the shield, that's going to be fine. We already have 1 shield, or we'll have the 1 shield advantage here. So end up coming with the Gligar. You can take the first one for sure. Their attack was lowered, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So gonna go for... Are we gonna go for a massive farm down and just let the 2 hits come through? Okay. Electivire good against the lead. Hopefully gonna go for... Oh, interesting to come in here. We're almost at the 2 digs. A dig and an Aerial Ace, I believe, KO. It's going to be close, though. Actually, it does not KO. So we can go for a CMP on the next one. So we can go something like 5 here. Go to dig. Are we going to throw Aerial Ace? Does an Aerial Ace KO from here? It's going to be really close. Maybe if it doesn't, we switch. Okay, it does. Okay, gonna go for another farm down here. Another farm down attempt. Okay, have to shield. We don't know what's in the back here, but I mean, a ton of energy on both of our Mon. I cannot believe that this thing in the back would actually be able to KO us. Make sure not to go for the Wild Charge against the Charmer first. Just go for as much damage as you can. Gonna go on good timing as well. Remember, they have 3-turn move of Charm, and we have a 2-turn move of Thundershock. So we want to throw on 147. This Wild Charge definitely gonna KO from here. Boom. Nice. All right. Poliwrath. This is a bit of a tough lead, right? The counters do add up. Could go for interesting swap into a Steelix. Why not just go for an Icy Wind there? Kind of win that matchup anyways. I guess they don't want to shield anything, and they were trying to catch a Wild Charge. It was very greedy for them to have done that. We go for the Scald on CMP, which means if they want to go for it, we can... maybe farm down? No. SS Thorn, very notably, not really trying for switch very much in these matchups. This is a bit of an awkward one, though. Not going to be able to farm down. Probably don't have to shield, but definitely going to take a lot of damage in the meantime. Again, we cannot farm down, so taking extra damage. I do like going for a big farm here, though, and noting that Steelix not really doing a lot of damage, even though we are reduced in defense. They do come back in with the Poliwrath. They have a lot of energy here, but they go for the extra counter, knowing that they would get threatened here. Can we farm down before they get to 2 Icy Winds? It is going to be close. They do end up coming with a Bastiodon. This is rough. We have to go for 2 digs. Dig really the only move doing damage here. And we do have a little bit of HP on the Electivire, like a pretty decent amount. We just go for the dig here on a little bit suboptimal timing, but because we're about to get KO'd anyways. So going to come in with the Electivire now. We have 2 Wild Charges, and I guess that's going to be GG. Wild Charge going to do a lot of damage even to this Bastiodon. Oh, wait. Okay. Probably go for one more than Ice Punch. Ooh, okay. Going for CMP. Or really bad timing, but getting us the extra damage before they get to another move, and going for 2 Icy Winds. 2 Ice Punches, rather. And that's going to be enough. Wow. That was an insane game. Really, really insane game. Okay, Azumarill here in the front. Now, it does get to its moves fairly quickly, and Bubble is buffed as far as damage is concerned, but we do go for the Wild Charge here. We can go one and then the next Wild Charge as well if they decide to go for suboptimal timing. They end up going for suboptimal timing, giving us extra little bit of energy, and we can go for one more. Actually, we can go for a lot more and then Ice Punch, or even farm down because they don't get to 2 moves. That's the tough part about Azumarill. It does have great typing, does have really good charge attacks as far as diversity and coverage, but the problem is it does take a long time to get to those moves with Bubble, and they're high just energy moves in general. Do come in with the Gligar, which is interesting because it ends up baiting out this this Alolan Sandslash. But they do have Ice Punch, or Ice, what is it, Powder Snow, which is tough. But yeah, obviously with Poliwrath, double super effective counter is going to be able to counter this down. They are going to get to another move here. But all we need to do is get to the Icy Wind against the Altaria. Also, we have a decent amount of health on Electivire. Maybe we can get to another Ice Punch if we don't make it to this. Goes for the Scald BM. Okay. All right. GG here. That's obviously going to KO anyways. So, yeah, nice. Okay. So, yeah, he went 4-1, 5-0, and then 4-1, and ended up somewhere in the 3100s. Obviously, this team is pretty good, just considering that it can be played in the 3100s. Something to note here is went for a lot of energy generation, made sure that he won the shield advantage rather than the switch advantage, because you're going to need those shields for Electivire, and then you combine Rule 2 with Rule 1, and you end up with a ton of energy on a very hard-hitting Mon, and changing out those... or having that much coverage with that much damage is really nice, especially when you can maintain a lot of health through basically sacrificing a Mon and gaining that shield advantage. So I recommend this team definitely. Electivire definitely going to be a harder one to play, but hopefully we went through a lot of matchups here today. This is 15 games, so yeah, hopefully that was enough to show you a little bit of how to play a lot of the matchups. And again, thank you so much for the support on this channel. It has been amazing. I know I say that every video, but it's still just amazing just to have the support from the community. And again, if you want to check out SS Thorn, I'll put a link to his Twitch channel below. He's an amazing battler. Again, whenever we played Show 6, he's probably beating me at an 80% rate. So obviously he's probably better than I am. So definitely good to learn from people who are better. And yeah, if you liked this video, hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button. And again, I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video. And if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out. And if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there. And I'll see you in the next one.